Today we talk about one of the great figures of collecting 1/6. A true masterpiece from the Italian house Kaustik Plastik. This is Nosferatu. This is a deluxe edition, only available on the house's website. It is a special edition that includes a coffin, the figure, and a very cool diorama door. As always, the art of the boxes by Kaustik Plastik is a true delight, very careful, with great attention to detail and true jewels, as you can see. And we start with the unboxing of the door. The diorama comes very well cared for with a movable door with a treated antique wood look, surrounded by a very old wall that looks extremely real. The weight is truly tremendous. It is very, very heavy. In fact, I thought my glass shelf wouldn't hold up to so much weight, but it did. On the next floor we see a base that tries to imitate cement. It is placed very simply as if it were a piece of tent, and it is very simple. Very, very beautiful, and it is truly a real luxury to have this diorama exterior door with the figure. It elevates the exposure of the figure to another level. As you can see, the wood is as if it were highly carved old wood, although it is actually made of resin. The paint on the wall is very good with that antique finish, which looks like real stone. And we move on to another of the great accessories of this figure. It is the coffin. It is presented to us in a beautiful box, just like the rest, with the image of the vampire resting in the coffin. And still on the first level we find the lid of the coffin. The detail of the wood that is actually plastic is incredible. The only thing we can fault this edition a little is the interior part that has not been worked on at all. And on the second floor we find the coffin itself. This one is very well cared for inside, and as you can see, the grains of the wood are exquisitely cared for. What a great painting, and what great detail this coffin has. Even what looks like rope is actually resin. And let's analyze the figure now. It is also presented to us in a beautiful box, very nice, with the image of the vampire, and it is a special luxury edition limited to 180 figures, of which we have number 20. Although I think that later, Kaustik Plastik increased the number by 20 more. Print run of this edition. Inside another box, with a small window, it shows us the figure in a packaging very similar to Sideshow. And let's go with the multitude of accessories that this figure brings us. We start with an old papyrus. The truth is that it is not very successful, because it is laminated paper and does not give at all that image of aged paper that it should have. A set of castle keys with a metal chain, but absolutely plastic keys. A medallion with his beloved in a black and white photo, very successful aged end. The medallion, although it is made of plastic, does look metallic. We have two figures of rats, those rats that roamed the ship and the vampire's castle. Symbol of the plague that devastated Europe at that time. We have one biting into a piece of bread and another with a very good sculpt just walking around. Hands are a world apart. They are a real spectacle. They have an incredible painting in which you can even see the veins drawn on the sculpture. The nails have tremendous realism. A 10 out of 10 for the sculpture of these hands. What an incredible marvel of work. And a second sculpted with this little black hat, also very characteristic of Murnau's silent film Nosferatu. Great sculpting detail, although I prefer the head that is uncovered and that we will now see. The magnetic base is very simple and very similar to Kaustik Plastik. Let's go with the main figure. He uses a very thin and wiry body, a little even stooped, which suits the character very well. We see how on the back there is a small hump. The face sculpt is incredible. He has synthetic hair behind the ears. It's an addition, although it doesn't really matter too much. And look at this face. The dark circles, the redness of the eyes, means that he is alive. Look at the teeth, what an incredible detail, a true marvel, the veins on the head, those pointed ears with tremendous detail. This work is truly crazy. The quality of the suit is very good. The sleeves end in a kind of plush and the pants are plain, simple but appropriate. Look at the aging of the shoes. They are also very accomplished. The joints aren't crazy, it doesn't have a great range of motion, and notice that the hands are moved at the elbow, which doesn't favor the movement of the wrists but is much more aesthetic. Little more we can say about this wonder. It is undoubtedly one of the best works in figures 1/6 that have come to the market. In a few years this will become a holy grail. And if not, time to time. My congratulations to Kaustik Plastik because they are doing an incredible and wonderful job. One figure after another are surpassing each other. Nosferatu truly is a mandatory purchase for anyone who loves the world of figures collecting and cinema in general. And what was happening is over. That's it for today's video. Remember to like, subscribe, and leave any questions you have in the comments. Remember that it is free and does not cost you anything. Remember that you can follow us on social networks. We show our collections and talk about figures on Facebook. We are also on Instagram. And we post short videos on TikTok. Thank you very much for joining us until the end of this video. I'll wait for you in our next review. Health and luck, collectors.